You're all right?
All right.
You look like you played a game.
Little ratty.
You look like you played a hard game.
Hey everybody, our first two players will be 51 Andon Thomas, and then sitting where I am will be 33 Jake Rendina. Who wants to start? Ken, go ahead.
Thank you. Ken Kreitzer, CamVets Media. Congratulations to you both. And it seemed like your defense was kind of, again, a bend, don't break. It's tough in the red zone. You forced, really the difference in the game was Temple could not get touchdowns. They got field goals, and it led to a 1-point difference again. What worked for you on defense in the red zone?
Yeah, first of all, credit to the Temple offense. They have a really good offense, really good scheme, really good coaches. Obviously, they're all new. Some really good players, so they were able to drive down the field on us a little bit, but I think it just speaks to our culture. I mean, we all trust in the coach's scheme, trust in the coach's game plan, and we're all able to execute. Obviously, they got in the box once, which we don't want to do that again, but credit to them. They played a great game, and I think we just we worked on our fundamentals, and ultimately trusted the scheme that worked out well.
And, Jake, just ask about offense ball control. I think you only passed 3 times today. The opening drive, you had a 7-yard run that helped, and a 9-yard run that helped set up the touchdown. And just the offense consistent, but there were a bunch of 3rd down and 4th downs you were able to convert. What worked today?
Yeah, I mean, we just played Army football. We just went back to the fundamentals, and I think everyone did their 1/11th when their number was called out there. We just played pretty good football on 3rd and 4th down.
You guys, Seth Mendelson, Black Knight Nation. And their quarterback came into the game with 21 touchdown passes, only 1 interception. Didn't throw any today either. And he had a reputation of really ripping the league apart so far. And you talk about the coach's game plan. What was the coach's game plan to stop him?
Yeah, credit to him. He's obviously turned some 1 pick, I think, this year, like you said. Throwing a lot of touchdowns, so credit to him. But ultimately, it just came down to fundamentals. They hit a couple hole shots against us in the wrong coverage. But I think we tackled well, we played with our hands well, the DBs did really well, and credit to those guys up front too for getting pressure on them. I think that really helped a lot. So credit to him, but again, I think it's the fundamentals that helped us a lot.
He wasn't able to throw deep. He wasn't even looking to throw deep, it seems. What were you guys doing to prevent that, or was that just him?
I mean, obviously we don't want to let the deep ones, we want to make them throw the ball short because, that's not what they want to do. They want to throw the ball deep. They've shown that all year. So we're kind of forcing them to throw the ball short and rally and tackle. And, yeah.
Jake, final question one for you. Took the ball over with about 10 minutes left in the game and didn't give it back. You got to be real happy with the offense and what you guys were doing out there. What was the thinking on the field as you were doing it?
Yeah, the credit goes to our O-line, man. They're pretty good up front, and they just do their job. There's some tough, sons of guns, and they really just got off the ball quick, gave us that line of scrimmage, and I think we just played pretty good Army football.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Chuck Donegan, CamVets Media as well. Jake, for most of the second half, noticed, of course, Temple held you guys to a 1-point lead. Do you think that got your collective adrenaline flowing?
Yeah, I think so a little bit. We always want to be ahead, keep the ball in our hands and, win football games. So when they're ahead, they get the adrenaline, the heart, the blood pumping a little bit, and we go out there, play ball.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So,
Jake, can you talk about the opening drive of the second half? You guys get a much-needed touchdown. It's more Army football, but how important was that to get on the board there and get a little bit more control of the game?
Yeah, momentum's always important in football, and when you got momentum and you're gaining yards after yards after yards, you just keep that momentum rolling, and you keep rolling. That's about it.
And they can talk about what this win means for you guys. It moves you 1 week closer to bowl eligibility, a home win, a big win in conference. What do you think this win means for the team?
Yeah, obviously it means a lot. Anytime we're able to win at home, Mikey Stadium, defend our turf, it really means a lot. And obviously, as senior class, that was our second to last game in like the 8th, Mikey Stadium ever. So it means a lot, being able to protect Mikey Stadium and ultimately get this win for the senior. Thanks. So, thank you.
And if I could just ask you about one play in particular, the 3rd and 5 at the Army 12-yard line in the third quarter, where you and Cole Seawright combined for a 1-yard loss that forced them to go for a field goal, which that was as important a play in the game as anything.
Yeah, it was, again, it comes down to Coach Woody calling a great call. We kind of knew what they were going to do, just based off like game plan and what they've done historically all season. Coach Woody called a great call and we just executed.
Thank you.
So, thank you.
Anyone else in the room? We'll go to Zoom. Joy Akano, you want to kick it off?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, sir. Hey guys, congratulations on the win. And then first question for you. Talk about, Army, after the big scoring drive to start the third quarter, and then you guys held Temple to a field goal, so it was 14-13. And then Army gets stopped, drive stalls because of a holding penalty, basically. And then you guys got a 3-and-out deep in Temple territory and gave the offensive ball back with good field position. How important was that 3-and-out, and what was kind of the mindset and the discussion on the defense going into that series and throughout that series?
Yeah, that 3-and-out was like really big. I think it was kind of a turning point in the game. Obviously, they were pinned deep a little bit, and we were able to, I think they ran the ball once or twice, and I can't really remember, but we were able to stop those, and then Colin Madison, and I don't know who the corner was out there, but they were able to make a great play on third down, force them off the field. Obviously, they planned to give the offense great field position, allow them to do their thing. So it was really important. That 3-and-out was huge for us.
And Jake, whether it was you or Carson back there today, fullback dive really seemed to be working. Big dashes, 5 yards a clip, 7 yards a clip. Talk about what was working so effectively there. Was it something the offensive line was doing, a certain way you guys were blocking it? What allowed that play to be so effective all day?
Yeah, I think it just comes down to fundamentals, right? We worked real hard this week on fundamentals in practice, and our O-line, man, they're real tough up front, and they got off the ball quick. We pushed them back a little bit. Credit to Temple, they got a great defense, good coaching, good players and all, but it just worked today. It just clicked.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Ken McMillan?
Hey guys, congratulations on the win. And what does a win like this mean to this team as we head into the final weeks?
Yeah, it means a lot. Obviously, like I said earlier, being able to defend Mikey in our second last home game ever, at least for the senior class. Obviously, one more game closer to eligibility, but coming off a hard win last week, obviously the emotion's going to be there against Air Force, but sometimes it's hard to harness that emotion when you're not playing an academy game. So really proud of the guys for executing, not letting emotion get in the way of executing. And that was kind of our message all week. Coach Morgan's message definitely all week. But it means a lot. Obviously, anytime you win, it's a special feeling.
And Jake, we're kind of used to seeing a lot more points in college football. What's it like to play a game like this where it is so close to the vest and every possession is vital?
Yeah, I mean, it's just straight up fun. Yeah, it's just fun. It's fun to play football, especially when the adrenaline's pumping. It's just, to be honest, it's just pretty fun, Yeah, true.
And Jake, I know you do your job, whatever they call you on for, but you only had 10 carries going into today, and you had like 9 today. Is that difficult? Not having the carry reps as earlier in the year?
Not at all, man. I think whenever I get to go in the game, it's just a great time. You get to go out there with the boys and play ball. So whether the ball's in my hand or in anybody's hand, man, I'm just happy to play football.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Cool. Thanks, guys. You're all set.
Thank you all. We appreciate it.
Congrats.
Congratulations, yeah. Tough one, tough team.
Next up, we'll have Phil Howell, quarterback.
Recording in progress.
We're still rolling.
That's all right. I don't know yet. Ran out of space.
Ah, sorry. Got you covered.
You wanna? Yep. Sal, you wanna start?
Sure. Cal, congratulations on the win. The end of the game and the grind it out for 10 minutes on the field is kind of Army football, and I know at the end you were very emotional when you kind of sealed the game on the one outside run. How fulfilling is a win like this for the team after a really tough game against Air Force, a physical game against Air Force, another one here, and you guys were able to pass the test against them?
Yeah, it's an awesome feeling. It's a great game. Respect to Temple and that coaching staff and the players they got this year. They turned around the program in 1 year, and they're a really good team. Today was a gritty win. All around, I think the whole game was gritty. We came into halftime, down, we shot ourselves in the foot, and the message was to, clean it up, don't hurt ourselves. And, it was going to be a dog fest, and we know we need to come out the first drive in the second half and put together a good drive and end it with points, and that's what we did. I think that was huge. And then the defense, man, they played their butts off today. They kept us in it today, so respect to them. And for us to get this gritty win, another close win is great, and it's good momentum.
The opening drive in the second half, how important was the pass to Parker? You guys had thrown a lot, but when you did, you hit the pass that you needed to hit. Can you talk about that play?
Yeah, that was huge. When I heard it come through the comms, I was like, I like the play call. At first I thought it was gonna be Jake Rodina because in practice it's been, and that was the first read. They did a great job covering up, and Parker stayed on his route and locked eyes with me. And I gave him a shot. He came down with it. It was a great overall play.
Ken Kreitzer, go ahead.
Cale, congratulations on the win. The first drive that you scored, you had runs of 12 and 10, and Jake Rendina had a 9-yard run. How important was it to get that 11-play, 7, almost 8-minute drive to get you started on the day?
Yeah, we needed that. It was good for momentum. It was good for our defense to see us put together that drive and give them a break, and allow them some room, not to have to be perfect. It was great, and it started with the O-line. They're the machines, our engines, and those guys week in, week out, they play so tough and so gritty, and they're all around. All 5 of them are studs. And Braden Bartosh stepped in there late in the game, and to see him come and do that was awesome. I'm proud of him. It was good.
And as Sal asked you about the 26-yard pass to Parker Pulaski in the third quarter, but that was a 4th and 1 play. Tell us about your thought on that when that play came in and then executing it.
Yeah, we saw that play before we played Air Force to want to use it on a 3rd and short, 4th and short, maybe a goal line scenario. We run the ball up in the gut a lot on 3rd and short and 4th and short, and we thought they thought that was going to come, and we leaked out the backside, and the flat wasn't there, but then Parker Pulaski in the second and there was there.
Just on the last drive, you start on your own 42. You get the pass to Noah Short. You convert a 4th and 1 at the 35. Jake Rendina converts a first down, 3rd and 2, and then you went into you decided to take the victory formation instead of scoring a touchdown. What was it like running a drive like that and being able to convert the short yards at 3rd and 2, 4th and 1?
Yeah, and as everyone saw last week, we were unable to do that against Air Force, right? They stopped us on 4th and 1. And, to learn from that and to come out and do it this week was awesome to see. Time in, time out, we did it. And Coach Munkin said we went 4 for 4 on 4th downs in the second half, and that's huge, It was great to see, to be able to run it down there and take a knee in front of the Corps Cadets and to end the game with the ball in the opposite hands was awesome. And we needed to do that, and we were able to get it done.
I just feel the way your season's gaining momentum. You're 1 game away from being eligible for a bowl game. You're going to play Navy for the Commander-in-Chief Trophy. How does this feel? You had a beautiful day today, 30,000 people in the stands.
Yeah, it's awesome, and I think all around our team's just getting better week in, week out, and we're practicing hard, and it's fun, and like we have momentum right now. We're going to enjoy this win, but tomorrow we got to show up ready to work and focus on going 1-0 against UTSA.
Thank you.
Seth Mendelson, go ahead.
Cal, good game today. I got the impression as I was watching the game that both teams were conservative in their play, in their strategy. Almost like a chess match. 2 parts to this. One was, did you guys go in there thinking we're going to go a little conservative and try to grind it out? And 2, as the game went on, did you what was your thinking there?
Yeah, I think we go into every game, playing Army football, and we're gonna run it, and we're gonna get 6, 5, 7 yards a pop and take our shots when we have the opportunities to. I think it came down to I know their offense does a great job of holding time of possession, and so do we. I think that's always a chess match in itself, but we just wanted to be able to go in there, execute our assignments and fundamentals, and I think early on we saw that we were able to get what we want on the run game, and shout out to the O-line. And we were just going to stick with that, and when the shot became available, we were going to take it.
How hard was it not to score at the end?
Yeah, you know, you always want to get in the end zone when you can, but you know, to win that game, you know, it was a barrier play. We work on that every week. Coach Munkin, you know, said get inside and go down and take a knee so we can, you know, just get in a victory formation and end it with the ball in our hands.
Thank you, congrats.
Thank you.
JJ Pavlik, go ahead. You have anything, John?
I'm sorry.
Have anything? Go ahead.
Yep. Gail, congrats on the win. Kind of an apt analogy by Seth about the chess match, which brings me to my question. Now, when Temple tied at the end of the first, did you feel like you had to change your strategy at all?
No, not at all. You know, they tied it. They're making plays. We knew they would. You know, right? It was gonna be a gritty game. You could see that from the get go. We were just gonna keep on doing what we were doing, and you know, put together long drives and run the ball and throw it over their heads when we had the opportunities to. And nothing changed. It was, you know, it was a low scoring game, and that respect to our defense for allowing it to be a low scoring game and keep us in there. But no, nothing would change.
You good? We'll go on Zoom to Joe Iacono. Joe, go ahead.
Hey, Gail, congratulations on the win. First question, you know, you guys converted, as you mentioned, 4 downs in the second half. I think all of them were 4th and 1 or 4th and 2 or less, if I'm not mistaken. Other than the pass to Parker, which surprised everybody, I think, pretty much everybody in the stadium knows it's going to be QB sneak. Kel Helms trying to get the 1 yard. What's that like? And kind of knowing you and all 11 players on the offense have to execute perfectly, knowing the entire Temple defense knows exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's culture for sure. You know, and in the huddle, we're there on the sideline. The coaches are asking the O-line and me what we want. And the O-line says the play, and that they wanted it. You know, to run behind Brady Small, Paulo Generale, and then Braden Bartosh got in there. And then, Will Jeffcoat on the other side. Those 3 guys, those 3-4 guys right there in the front. You know, they lead the charge, and I'm blessed to be able to play behind them. And you know, when it's 4th and short, I trust them with everything I got, and you know, I know we're going to get it.
And speaking of the O-line, you know, while yards were tough to come by a little bit today, Temple's defense had a really good game plan and played really well. It was clear pretty much every play the offensive line moved the line of scrimmage and got good push. Talk a little bit about their play and what allowed them, and really Jake and Carson too, because the fullbacks did a great job with blocking as well.
Yeah, they played elite. The O-line played great, like they always do, man. They're so tough. They're so good. You know, the bond they have is special. And they played their butts off today. And then to see Carson Smith go in there in the second half where he didn't get a single rep in the first half and do what he did was awesome. I told him, I was like, be ready to go, stay in it, and for him to come out there and do that was special, was awesome. And then I heard you mention Jake Rodino only had like 9 carries going in this game, and he had 9 or 10 today, and he ran the ball hard. And you know, for him to do that, it was awesome. I was just so happy to see him go in there and run it hard because he blocks his butt off, and for him to be rewarded with the ball in his hands this game, it was great to see.
Thanks, Joe.
To finish this out, Ken McMillan, go ahead.
Cal, congratulations. To follow on Joe's question, he mentioned about your backs making some key blocks today, which we've seen a number of times this year. Just how critical is it for those backs to also get into that blocking mix for this team?
Yeah, it's extremely critical, right? You know, they have assignments and they know who they're blocking on which play, and they did a great job of doing that like they always do. You know, any 4 of those guys, we have 5 great fullbacks. You know, any of them, I'm confident to go in there and you know do their assignments and use great fundamentals, and you know that I trust them, and running behind them is just, you know, God has blessed me so much, and for me to be able to play quarterback behind the